Hello. I hope that you all are doing a practice of relaxation. We had 9 or 10 practices so that it helps you to relax. It will also take care of your uh, heart rate, your blood pressure, and other challenges. Last week we talked about who gave me Sophie gave me the topic suicide and abortion. I don't know how much you reflected on it. Today our topic is that how the Buddha became a seeker in just in 1 hour. What Buddha did. It would took me almost 10 years to become a seeker. And once I became a seeker, then the progress and evolution was very fast. So, what Buddha did that he became a seeker in 1 hour? So, I should start by making a statement. When ignorance is removed, you don't die. And when we live in ignorance, we die almost every day, every hour. We have been dying and dying. What is that ignorance that I am the body? Mind complex. So when the realization comes, we have an experience, a conscious awareness that we are not the body and the mind. So question of death do not arise at all. So then there is another question that comes when you are awakened, don't you feel hunger and thirst? Yes, you feel hunger and thirst into the body and the mind, and you, whenever, but that hunger and the thirst is not in the mind. What is the hunger in the mind? And what is the hunger in the body? Hunger in the body because you have loss of energy. What is the hunger in the mind? I only eat chicken. That is the hunger in the mind. And what is the hunger in the body? Oh, any food that you give me. Yeah, it should be cooked properly and it is gone. I like vodka. That is my thirst, mental thirst. I like water to quench my thirst. So that difference comes into the mind, and then your life is regulated. Life is organized. Unawakened means ignorance, impurities of the mind. Then what we think, speak, and act with ignorance, with impurities of the mind. I just gave an example. Can you just think of it? You are sitting and you have lot of stuff at your home to cook into the kitchen, but you like a particular thing because you feel I'm hungry for chicken, I'm hungry for pasta, which is not in my home. It agitates your mind, it causes the impurities of the mind. People die of mental hunger much more than the actual hunger. That is what the ignorance is. In one way, in a very simple way, we can understand that is our hunger. So we have to analyze and examine our life life of relationship, life at the personal level, life at the professional. No, I have lot of stress at the professional level. Leave that profession. No, but how can I leave that profession? Because I like it. Oh, so you like the profession to get more stress as a dividend plus more money. That is what you are thinking. This is ignorance. And when we live into this ignorance, we are bound to suffer. There is no way to get rid of it. And then the modern coaches will help you manage your stress. The stress cannot be managed, the stress is only transcended. I will manage my reaction to my honey, but every time my honey appears before me, I have a reaction. It may not be physical, it may be mental and emotional. So that is how I manage. I hold it, I control it. The stress needs to be transcended. That we need to understand. And it demands only an understanding that why I'm doing like this, why I'm sticking to these stuff in the world outside, why I'm sticking to the chicken and the pasta, because I find happiness there. One guy on Mondays and Thursday session, he does namaste with all humility. And he said, oh, it's okay. Even high is okay. So he said, when I do namaste, I'm happy. I said, when you do namaste to the others, I'm the other. It makes you happy. Why don't you do namaste to yourself? Let me see whether you are happy or not. We are not happy. Why we are not happy? Because mind is obsessed with seeking happiness from the others. And that other is the world. And the world may be the honey. You know, sometimes your honey makes you crazy and sometimes it makes you happy. The same thing with the food, same thing with the other, the car. Oh, I bought the new car and it doesn't work. I remember, and do you remember? Also, I said that I will never buy the second or new car because they had bitter experiences with the new car. So my pain, my pleasure, my duality, my conflict, all are located in others. So I forget myself. That is also ignorance. I forget myself because I don't know what I'm doing in my life. Look at the Eastern psychology. Beauty. Beauty of the Eastern psychology. Why don't you look at, you hate someone? Okay, let us examine your hatred. Because the other guy does not meet your expectations. That is why you hate this guy. Other second guy meets your expectations. That is why you are happy with that guy. But you never care to inquire and examine that why my mind is working like this. Are you getting it? I believe you are getting it. Why my mind is working like this? It is only seeking pleasure from the others. I find others are responsible for my peace, for my happiness, for my stress, for my anxiety, for my anger, everything. So the master says, master gives us hundreds of tools to bring this mind back. Again, check that what it means by mind back. When the mind is in the world, it is scattered in millions of directions. The same mind, when you bring it back, there is only one inside. That is you. So you are able to understand yourself. You are able to understand your pain points. You are able to understand your comfort zone. You are able to understand what makes you happy, what makes you unhappy. And then you start examining and filtering out which is not required in the life. You are happy. You are balanced. Don't you see that? Simple thing. Otherwise, we continue to do the emotional and the mental fight. I like pasta. And he says, I like chicken. You are always eating chicken. Now I get upset. Now you see that I get upset. Why you said so? Because you always like chicken. That's why I told you. There is no problem to be upset. Oh, so you always like pasta. That is the problem. And the emotional and mental fight goes at the peak. And ultimately, that may be one reason we become philosophical. Yes, my liking, my taste are different than the honey, which I did not realize in the beginning. Now the time has come. I can bet you there is only a very small, tiny, fractional reason, and which we make so big. Why we make so big? The mind is always working. The other is the source of my happiness, and others is the source of my suffering. You find out in your life. You find out in your life, and you will see that. It is the fact. It is the fact. So our master says self-inquiry, self-inquiry. I have to inquire my own thoughts, feeling, emotions, attitude, behavior, pleasure points, pain points, and I have to see whether it is real or unreal. Once we find it is unreal, drop it, even if your ego is hurt too much. Ego has been hurting you, so it's better to hurt that ego. Let it be destroyed. So you are happy and relaxed. We don't want to do it. It's a matter of my prestige. What is the prestige? What do you mean by prestige? So the masters gave lot of tools, and the first tool that I tell you is the Shanti mantra. Pick up any Shanti mantra. The moment you wake up in the morning, wake up means you are aware of waking up. But if your mind is impure, you are living in ignorance. That ignorance and impurity is bombard lot of thoughts the moment you wake up. You were happy in deep sleep. Oh yes, my honey said me this thing, why he or she reacted to me, why this guy, I was cheated. Instantly, first is wake up awareness plus your past impressions. Now, what you do, you wake up, you remember. How do you remember when you start doing the practice regularly? The time will come, the Shanti, your mind will remember the Shanti mantra instead of the habitual impulsive thought process. Sarvesham Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. I find I find happiness is the essential nature of all the being. That is why you say even Aunt Tigerland, they are searching. going for that happiness, including the human being. So the more and more your mind changes with this thought, the time comes you have less reliance on the outer source for happiness. I have to be aware of that. If someone appreciates, I'm very happy. Why don't you appreciate yourself? Just sit down every day for 10 minutes and appreciate yourself. But it doesn't make me happy. Why? Because I depend on others. Tell me, is it not true? It is true in my life, but this truth is causing the craziness to me. It is unreal. My goodness, if it is unreal and if you drop it, then what happens? Mind has nowhere to move. So that is the reason I have been saying, I don't know who. I'm not saying that you perform a ritual by repeating this Sanskrit word, "Oh, let everyone be happy. Let everyone be happy. So every day you are contemplating and reflecting. And one day this statement attacks your comfort zone, your impulsive desire. Your mind says, I have been criticizing my honey for so many years. Is there any need? No. You drop it. Life changes. Can it happen on one day? No. It will never happen. Why it will never happen? I'm a very small and humble teacher, and you are attending my sessions, so I understand your personality also. But it happened to the Buddha instantly in 1 hour. For 16 years, his father created a Las Vegas or Sin City, whatever you say, all the pleasure seeking and the comfort was created in the kingdom. So for 16 years, he did not see and he did not know if there is a death or if there is a sickness or if one becomes old, crippled, difficult to walk. And one day Buddha said, I want to visit my kingdom, the streets. I want to see how the people live. And he encountered first the sick guy. He asked the driver, who is this guy? I have never seen this guy. Oh, your father told me not to say you anything about sickness, old, and the death. But now you have already seen. I must I must tell you the truth. So Buddha said, what is the truth? Everyone becomes old. You will also be walking like this? Yes. I will also be I will also be walking like this? He reflected on it. He said, then all the pleasures, all the source of the pleasure is not outside. Done with it. Finished. Possible. It is possible if you become. Second, he saw the mm, sick guy. Why is everyone becomes sick? Did I become sick? Yes, you became sick, but we never use that word. We gave you, what is that? We gave you a lot of anesthesia injections so that you never felt that you had a pain. And the guy died. You said, died. We have seen these three. Oh, that guy is suffering from sickness. oh, that guy died, or that guy has become old. Even the younger ones makes joke on the old one because they never think that they are also going to be old. But Buddha recognized, realized in 1 hour, can I live into that extraordinary awareness? And in the fourth century, he saw the monk in the street absorbed into meditation. Who is this guy? He is searching an answer for all the three kinds of suffering: the sickness and and the old age and the death. Can we do that? So, in order to reach to that Buddha's mental state, these practices are required. We are clear we have not reached there. We have not become a seeker of that order. Oh, well, if you are, then continue the journey and see what happens. So that is why Master says we have to consistently listening and learning, constantly listening and learning. So if we constantly listen and learn, there Buddha, after realization, he said there are four noble truths. Noble. And the first noble truth, he said the world is suffering. Why he said world is suffering? Because the source of happiness I find in the world. If someone appreciates, someone says, you are a wonderful guy, why don't you say to yourself and see that whether you are happy or not? No, I cannot be happy if no one says me. No one have, even when Honey starts criticizing, I find, she has, or she or he has become enemy. That is why the word is suffering. Finds out. That is the meaning. I have to examine how the word makes me suffer, how the word gives me the sense of pleasure. I have to find out. There should be a reality check. And then in the second, he says there is a cause of suffering. What is that cause? I'm looking for source of happiness outside. It is not there. Third, noble truth, he says that there is a state which is devoid of all kinds of suffering. That is mindfulness, that is meditation. And then there is a method. There is the way. This is the noble truth. This four noble truth not to be practiced, but to be understood in our daily life. And then we have the eightfold path, which helps you to reach to that state of awakening. Now is the time to close your eyes. We will do the rest in our next lesson. Close your eyes, the place. Find out the place of the place. You see, I tell you frankly, I'm not going into rituals and other stuff. I never say you to burn the incense sticks before doing meditation. I don't say you to buy a special cloth on which you sit on. What I'm saying, become aware of the place where you have chosen, decided to meditate in any position of the body. That will work. So the moment you have that awareness of the place and your body, it has become a sacred space. That has become sacred, yes. You need not to perform any kind of a ritual. Logical, purely logical. But if you lose that awareness and your mind is somewhere else, fighting with your honey or someone, struggling, then you have not created a sacred space. Even if you burn hundreds of incense sticks, it will not work. And you already know that it has never worked. Very good. So please become aware of the space all around the body. Check the position of the body. So when you have created a sacred space through your awareness, now the position of the body, why the position and the posture of the body will remain as it is, because the mind is breaking the relationship to the world outside. How? By keeping the static position of the body. Just be very clear about, very logical. And then we want to raise our self-awareness. So what we do, be comfortable, look at the look at the neck joint. When you look at the neck joint, what happened? Your mind is turning inward instead of outward. I told you, mind is scattered in millions of directions in the world of people, of events, of situation, of condition, of state of the health of the say, oh, millions. But now you are looking casually at the neck joint, you have changed the direction. The moment you change the direction, the field of awareness, you will experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I'm not saying it's a very pragmatic approach, but if I allow the mind to wander, even when I'm giving you the instruction, then God alone is the look at the shoulder joints, be there, feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Very good. Move the mind on the entire body. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So now when you experience the sensation, the body means what? Mind has turned inward. We have less to do with the sensation, to tell you frankly, but we recognize. Recognition means cognitive ability. Now, in modern psychology, we have CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. But this practice is deeper than that. And now being carefree. And in what are you saying being carefree? Look casually. Don't focus. Look casually deep inside the forehead. I see the inside the forehead is emptiness, blankness, or space. Anything will work. So keep looking at the space or keep looking at the blankness or emptiness. So when you keep looking or maintain your awareness on the space, you also find the thoughts are moving here and there. Let the thought come and go. How come? That space is the highway on which the traffic of the thoughts are moving, traffic of emotions are moving. What is the purpose? You should recognize that these thoughts, you are separate from them. Like the birds flying in the sky. Even though when we make a statement, the birds are flying in the sky, we find some kind of connections, whereas such there is no connection. How come you know? Nothing happens to the sky. So nothing happens to that blank space in the mind at a deeper level, even if you have good thought, bad thought, high thoughts, low thought, likes and dislikes, reaction in it. So you need not to worry about it. Even you need not to say that, I have to control my mind. Why? Because they are separate. Really? Even if your mind says, okay, okay, Then we go little deeper, become aware of the physical body. Physical body. Look at your eyes as a sense organ. Look at your ears. Look at your tongue, nose, and the skin. Okay? I have seen it. So the more you see it, when you see your eyes through the mind, what happens? The eyes do not like to see anything except the eyes. So that is the physical body. And then we have the subtle body. Subtle body is whatever thoughts, feeling, emotions, and sensations are. And then there is another body which is known as the causal body. Causal body is the cause of the both the subtle, that is the mind, intellect, ego, thought, feeling, emotions, and the physical. So from that causal body, we have accumulated millions and trillions of past impressions of reaction, of anger, of anxiety, of impulses, of behavior, and they come to the mind and then it is expressed to the body. So why we are to want to understand everything that is coming from these three bodies is not you, then what you are. There we start our mantra satuma satgamaya. And that is what I said. This is also the Shanti mantra. Asatuma satgamaya. Literal meaning moving from the false to the real. So anything that is expressed through these three bodies is false. What will be revealed beyond that is my real self. So I have to move from the false to the real. Every day you are doing it. And the time will come, your mind will have a maturity. You will have a higher awareness. Tamasu ma jyotirgamaya, moving from the ignorance to the wisdom, and and mrityurmamritangamaya. So mrityur, who dies? The all the three bodies. Just for example, understand three bodies. But behind that, I am the real self that never dies. We have to live into that awareness all the time to realize that I never die. So that is what the mantra says. And now we move to the second stage. Look casually deep inside the forehead in the space. Mentally drop Shanto Ham. That means I'm the piece looking into the space. So you see, body remains steady. You're looking inside the forehead in the space and dropping Shanto Ham with a pause gently. And at the same time, you are inhaling deep, long, and the hissing breath into the chest. You inhale and expand the chest. You exhale and contract, squeeze the rib cage. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue. So inhaling and exhaling long, deep, hissing sound. Not doing the fast breath. We are doing a little longer, deeper in the hissing breath, longer and deeper. Ah, and you continue to drop the Shanto hum. And every time you're saying Shanto hum, your mind becomes aware of the space, infinite space. Continue, 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 continue. When you do it for a longer period, it actually influences your mind. When the mind is influenced, it takes you to a variety of experiences of tingling, of sensation, of a kind of a numbness, of freshness. All are good to us. We have to challenge the mind in a gentle way. And this is one of the ways. And stop it. Allow the breath to be normal. Keep looking at the flow of the breath. What I said, the flow of the breath, you are not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath now. You're not, you're just keep looking at the flow of the breath and continue to experience the changes. You're aware of the flow of the breath and you look at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. You may experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Very good. Just check it. Do you feel that? Then it will be very good. If it is not, you move the mind again on the entire body with an awareness on the flow of the breath. You will experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. And now pick up the flow of the breath. What I mean by the flow of the breath, you are experiencing the breath going in, breath coming out. You feel the sensation. Where every time the breath goes in, you drop mentally Shanto looking into the space and the breath comes out. You drop Shanto where you drop on the breath. When you feel the sensation of the breath, either going in or coming out. Continue, my friends. Breath going in and coming out. Breath. Even if your mind is distracted, so I'm reminding you, return again and look at the breath, flow of the breath, and then, oh, simple, with every breath going in and out, you are dropping Shanto hum. That is important. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences now. How are you, Anne? It's on. No, but that is the best thing that you became aware of that. That is really good. So that will help us to progress on the path. How are you, John? Pretty useful. Very good. Not very long. Yeah, very good. You feel restful. That is really good thing to understand. How are you, Mead? Good. Really? Yes. Yes. But 24 by 7, not only for an hour. Yeah, I have to live being an independent, and I have to find out whether that dependence is a necessity. In some cases, the dependence is a necessity. Food, shelter, breathing, water. It is a necessity. So I should not create any fuss about it. But depending for peace, depending for happiness, depending for pleasure on anything in the world will rebound back with a lot of pain and the suffering. That is why we always say, honey, I loved you so much, but after that, but. One guy here, he told me that I love my girlfriend 200% and she cheated. I said, you have been with me for the last 2 years. You did not say I love you 10% only. And you love your girlfriend 200%. That meaning the dependence. I'm not saying don't do that, but that is what the dependence. But this need not to be declared outside. It has to be lived in awareness, internally, mentally, and emotionally. So mind and emotions are free, and you are rested all the time, not after the practice of meditation. John, you're not only restful now, but you're restful all the time. That is all for today. Thank you.